Hey everyone, it's Wildman. So in today's installment, I wanted to share with you guys something that I found while I was scrolling YouTube around, I don't know, like 2 in the morning, as you do. So a few nights ago, I found myself stumbling upon this particular clip from an aired version of SpongeBob SquarePants, a video titled July 25th, 2005.
Hi, SpongeBob.
However, upon watching this clip, what followed was this very distorted version of what was supposed to be just another installment in the franchise, because what is shown in this taped recording is very far from what was intended to be aired. But before we get into it, my name is Wellman. Please do not forget to subscribe, as well as liking the video and commenting, bruh, as that does help us get boosted into the algorithm for some reason. But real quick, I did want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Aura. Aura is a digital security service that can identify data brokers exposing your info and profiting from your information, and then submit opt-out requests on your behalf, because brokers are legally required to remove your info if you ask them, but they make it extremely difficult to do. But Aura does it for you. You can try Aura free for 2 weeks if you use my link, https://aura.com/wowman. Aura also does so much to protect you and your family from online threats you can't see. It's really easy to set up. You don't have to download several different apps to get things like parental controls, antivirus, VPN, password management, identity theft, insurance, and more. You get everything at one affordable price. So let Aura do the hard work of keeping you safe online so you can focus on other tasks with peace of mind. But yeah, that's everything. Enough dilly-dallying. Let's get into it. The first clip that I wanted to show you guys is a video called Weird SpongeBob TV Glitch. And well, the video is just that. What we are shown is someone filming their TV as soon as this glitch started to happen. The description reading, "This was a major glitch on SpongeBob, so I had to get my camera as fast as I could and film it." The video was uploaded onto YouTube back in 2008.
Let's change our names to Lie and Bother.
The episode in question, that's corrupted, is one of the most iconic episodes in the show, Chocolate with Nuts, an episode from season 3 where SpongeBob and Patrick are selling chocolate bars in hopes of achieving the fancy lifestyle. But in this version of the airing, you can barely make out what the characters are even saying. The airing is just completely glitched out. But perhaps the creepiest part about this entire airing is that around halfway through the video, you can see the fish character glitching behind Patrick.
I've been trying to catch you, boy.
However, now as to whether or not this is fake or not, I honestly don't see why it wouldn't be, because this glitched airing is definitely something that could have happened on TV, especially considering that it was 2008, and a little bit of bad weather could easily cause airings to do glitches like this. So while this is the only documentation of this supposed glitched airing, thousands of people and or children could have very easily seen this distorted broadcast. Also, something that someone pointed out is that this corrupted broadcast was definitely something that happened on Nickelodeon's end, because when this video is glitching out, the Nickelodeon logo is fine. So it was definitely something wrong with Nickelodeon's broadcasting. So if I was willing to wager whether or not this was real or not, I think I would say that it was. This next corrupted video that I wanted to show you guys is a video simply titled Broadcast Glitch Number 3. Within it, it shows us one of those in-between episode clips that Nickelodeon would use back in the day. That little segment that Nickelodeon would use for various characters to be put on screen promoting Nickelodeon. Typically, this would happen right before episodes would come back from commercial breaks. In this one, it's of SpongeBob blowing a bubble that has Nickelodeon written on it. That is until SpongeBob inhales the bubble and implodes. Now usually this would be kind of funny, and it still kind of is, but there's this very dark undertone when SpongeBob inhales the bubble in this version. Like if the tape didn't glitch out, SpongeBob might have actually exploded. Which again wouldn't be anything crazy. I mean, we've seen SpongeBob explode before. The video continues and eventually crashes, and out from the blank screen emerge two figures, SpongeBob and Patrick, void of all color, emerging from the darkness in this very grim fashion. I can't remember your face. Then switching back to the regular scheduled programming as if nothing happened.
Don't go away. Nickelodeon will be right back.
Now, this broadcast is obviously not real, it's fake, as I'm pretty sure this would make the news if this ever actually aired. But it's still a very creepy thought because, you know, as we've discussed on the channel before, broadcasts back in the day weren't super difficult to hack, because if you had the right amount of skill and expertise in the craft, you really could just hijack a broadcast, like we saw in the Max Headroom incident, something that shocked the world. So something like this actually happening back in the day wouldn't be too out of the question. Even though this is fake, something like this was definitely possible.
Hi, SpongeBob.
Alright, so diving into this next one, this video is what made me dive into this rabbit hole in the first place. Mainly because I couldn't tell whether or not this was a real broadcast or not. The video is called July 25th, 2005, and this one actually does have a story behind it.
SpongeBob?
Because this video that we're going to be looking at was seen by someone who thinks they're one of the only people to have seen it when it originally aired. The video begins with Patrick greeting SpongeBob as he enters the Krusty Krab, but SpongeBob falls onto the floor, unable to get up, glitching out in this very creepy manner, until eventually the tape glitches out and SpongeBob is left on the ground once again, but this time in the kitchen. Upon one more glitch, SpongeBob is with Gary in a shoe, something that was in the original episode, but there is something off here, because the music that plays is very eerie and not what played in the original episode. Glitching so much that the tape finally cuts out. And after watching this disturbing airing, the person claiming to have seen this originally says the following: "I was confused if this was even a real episode or just some glitch. I tried shutting it off and turning it back on, but the episode stayed the same. I decided to turn off the TV and went to bed. The next morning, I went and turned on the TV and saw that everything was back to normal. To this day, I still have so many questions about the trip of an episode. Was I having a bad dream? Was the TV hijacked? To this day, I still don't know what the heck was going on at the time. It's been a couple years since the incident, and I still don't have any answers, even after searching through the internet for hours on end. To this day, no one knows this incident occurred, or who or what caused it. But I am determined to find this out for myself. One of these days, this mystery will be solved." Now, what is very creepy about this entire thing is that there are multiple recordings of this airing, one video even showcasing what happens after the video cuts out. It shows Gary staring at the clock, his eyes blacked out. And what is even stranger about this entire thing is that there is this reoccurring image in all of these uploads, a still image of SpongeBob upside down, his arm twisted backwards. The whole thing is just very creepy. I found around 5 videos documenting this very strange instance that occurred on July 25th, 2005. But the question still remains, is any of this real? Or simply videos created to keep us up at night, wondering if any of these horrors actually occurred. Now I am here to debunk all of these videos because they are in fact all fake, because all of these videos were based off of this one-off kind of creepypasta that was written back in 2005. It was one of the first SpongeBob creepypastas and did gain a bit of traction. In it was a story describing exactly what we saw in these tapes. An excerpt from this creepypasta reads as follows. The episode that was on Your Shoes Are Untied / Gary Takes a Bath, though I believed I missed part of the episode. I continued watching, but I noticed something odd. When Patrick said, "Hey, SpongeBob," SpongeBob wouldn't move. He wouldn't reply. He just stood there as the camera zoomed into his body. Then Patrick would repeat, "SpongeBob," but didn't change the zoomed in body of SpongeBob. Then he would get up for a split second, twice, which made it look like he was gasping for air. And from this story that was created, people began uploading videos inspired by this creepypasta in an effort to add realism to this already disturbing tale.
Laundry? But we used to do laundry. And, SpongeBob,
Alright, so this last one that I wanted to show you guys isn't real either. However, this video is so creepy that I did want to show you guys anyway. The video is called Bootleg SpongeBob. The description reading, got this tape from a closed children's hospital. Perhaps it was a hacked version of a SpongeBob episode. Aside that, the original episode is dumped. Within the tape, we're shown a clip from the episode Dumped, an episode where Gary decides to leave SpongeBob because he begins to grow fond of Patrick. And in this scene that we're being shown, it's when Patrick is telling SpongeBob that it's over between him and Gary, to which SpongeBob begins to cry. However, in this version, that scene plays out very differently, because as SpongeBob begins to cry, his eyes become red, and his face disappears in this very disturbing way. But before long, the video glitches out again, and we're shown what seems to be the internal monologue of SpongeBob.
How sad. Even your own snail thinks that you are such a pathetic, needy sponge. You understand how pathetic that sounds, my boy? Do you understand?
So this video was obviously made by someone trying to make a creepy broadcast similar to Red Mist Squidward. But after watching this, it did make me start to wonder what other kinds of unused episodes were created at Nickelodeon. Because animators do tend to mess around while creating episodes, so it's probably not too far out of the question to assume that there are some pretty disturbing clips similar to this one that we'll never see. But yeah, that pretty much does it for this video. If you have any disturbing glitched broadcasts like this, you can send them to me on Twitter or Instagram. Also, please do not forget to subscribe, as well as liking the video and commenting brah, as that helps out the channel a lot. Also, check out the Patreon if you do feel so inclined. You get early access to videos and your name at the end of every single video. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. It's always super great. And yeah, I'll see you later. Stay safe. Love ya. Bye.